guys, welcome back to my channel, and as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be a review, tryout, tutorial, swatch video, everything you want to know about the Milani Gilded Gold Palette. This is a brand new palette that just came out from Milani, and of course I had to pick it up. I'm obsessed with Milani products, especially their eyeshadow palettes. I have so many of them, and this is what this one right here looks like. It's a very warm tone gold shimmery palette with some really like warm tone matte. So I was very excited to try it out. They also came out with the Gilded Nude palette, which is a bit more on the rosy side. If you guys want to see a dedicated video on this palette, let me know. I can do the same situation I am doing today with the gold one. So just let me know what you guys want to see in the comments. But I am going to be trying this out today. I used it to create this look, and I'm going to take you guys along with me, and then I'll also be showing you swatches of the palette. So first off, let's get into the swatches of this palette. Alright, so now that you saw all the colors and stuff, obviously we have to try it out on the eyes. That's really how I tell if an eyeshadow is good or not. So let's get into the tutorial part of this video. Alright, so I have the Gilded Gold palette right here that we're going to dive into. So this is what it looks like. So pretty. Let's take this plastic off. I love like my warm tone shades and golds and stuff, so I feel like this will be perfect for me. So here is the palette. Really pretty, actually. I'm really liking the shades and everything. I think you get a really nice mix. Of course, you guys will also see the swatches in this video too, but we're gonna try it out first and really see how the colors work on the eyes. So I'm gonna bring you guys in a little bit closer. Alright, so we're just gonna get started on the eye look with this. I want to do like a warm toned, very like rich look today. I'm gonna pin my hair back. So I'm going to first dip into the shade Extra and Basic right here. It's like a taupey color and a little bit of fallout, as you guys can see there, but fallout has never been something that really bothers me. If the colors pay off well, then I don't care about fallout. So I'm gonna go right in the crease with this, and a little more, and start buffing that out. Although I love Milani eyeshadows, I do like to test the formula when they come out with new ones, because sometimes formulas change. Obviously brands try to develop their formulas throughout the years, so sometimes things get changed up and stuff. But that crease shade at first I was a little skeptical about, just because it was really powdery at first, and when I was applying it, it applied kind of light, but it's building really nicely and I feel like it blended out beautifully. So I'm happy about that. I will say though, the undertone, can you guys see that, how it kind of changed in the pan? So we'll see if it kind of does that with all of them. So now I'm gonna dip into this beautiful shade right here. This is like one of the shades that really caught my eye when I first opened this. It's a beautiful like rusty warm tone shade. Just gonna take it on the same brush, and again, quite a bit of fallout, but I don't really mind that much. So I'm gonna put this on the outer corner and also take it up into the crease, because I do want a really warm blown out crease today. So I'm just taking more of the shade, packing it on the outer corner and bringing it up into the crease of my eye. I will say these shades are a lot more dusty than past shades, and I feel like that's making them a little bit like not less pigmented, because the pigment's definitely there, but it's just like with other palettes, like their original Gilded, when I put that stuff on, it just like sticks. These gold palettes, as well as their other Gilded palettes, their Gilded Desire palettes, they just really kick and they have more of that creamy texture to them, whereas these just feel a little more powdery, but nonetheless they're still blending out really nicely, like really nicely. That's blending, like I didn't have to put much effort into that to get it blended out. I want to deepen up this outer corner because, as I said, I do want to go a little more smoky today. So I'm going to take the shade Legacy, which is this nice brown, and with a flatter brush I'm going right on the outer corner and pressing it down. It's not as deep as I'd like it to be, and as you can see, we do have some fallout down there. I'm gonna take some more of Fembot, pack this on too. I was expecting these to have a little more kick to them, because their mattes are usually super pigmented, but I feel like a lot of the color is kind of getting lost and I'm not really getting much more depth. I'm gonna go back into Legacy and really try to pack it on, mix it with Fembot, and just really try to pack it on. But oh my god, fallout doesn't usually bother me, but do we see that? It's so much. Try to wisp that away. I might have to clean up with some powder, because like that's a lot of fallout. I don't think I'm gonna get it much deeper than that. I do want to dip into this green a little bit. Eden, I kind of want to do a green gold look, so I'm gonna dip into Eden. A lot of fallout there too. Tap off slightly and press this on the outer corner. This shade's really pigmented. That's what I can tell so far. But it's applying a little bit patchy, which I'm not the biggest fan of. So that shade just didn't really do it for me, and I barely put some on and a lot of fallout came out. So I'm gonna put some powder under my eyes because it's getting pretty messy. Okay, let's try to do something on the eyelid. So I'm gonna take Liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild, and this is my favorite like cut crease thing. I always like to do cut creases, so I'm gonna do one today too. I'm just gonna carve out my crease to like the halfway point, like so, and then blend it out with my finger like that. Not really a setting shade in this, so I'm gonna go into the Most Loved Mattes palette from Milani and dip into this beautiful cream shade and just set that eyelid down. All right, this gold is like calling my name, so I have to try that out. Let's try it with like a flat packer brush, see if that works. So I'm just gonna go right into it here, see if these are a little more creamy, and just go right on the lid. Getting a little more pigment from that, which is nice. It's very bright, which I love. It's like a bright yellow gold. It's actually really pretty. Okay, that's applying nicely. A little bit of fallout, but it's a glitter, so I did expect that, and I didn't wet it or anything. I'm gonna take some on my finger. That's so pretty, and press it down. So that looks so foiled on my eyelid, and I didn't even use a wet brush, which I usually do with my shimmers. So the shimmers I do like so far. I'm gonna also dip into De Oro, which is a gold with some green shimmers in there. So I'm gonna use this on the center to kind of bring some green tones into this look. This one's applying really nice too. So the shimmers I feel like are doing a great job so far. So I like that. Just give that green another shot. So going back into Eden, staying pretty close to the lashes, and going up. Not too much. I'm gonna use Legacy to blend that out. So I'm gonna highlight my inner corner now using the first shade here, which is Awesome. It's like a really pretty yellow color, but not as intense as that gold we put on the lid. And I'm really packing this on the inner corner to make it glow. I'm gonna hit the brow bone a little bit with this too. Now let's swipe away this powder plus fallout. And let's do the lower lash line. So I'm gonna take the shade Extra Basic, which we used on the top. So I'm basically gonna use the same shades. So I'm gonna buff this on the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take the shade Fembot and keep this a little more concentrated. I want the lower lash line to be a little warmer than what we did on top. So I'm gonna go do this look on the other eye and then add like lashes and stuff, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I do like how it turned out, and I think that all in all I was able to create a really nice look with the colors. Obviously love my warm tones and golds and stuff, so I do really like how it all turned out, and I think it does look really good. I also ended up using one of these shades as a highlight actually. So I dipped my brush slightly into the shade I used to highlight my inner corner, and I just hit it a little bit on my cheekbone. Here, I'll add some more so you guys can see it. I do like doing this sometimes because it kind of ties in the whole look, like the eyes and the face together. And honestly, I will say it was a little bit easier to do the other eye. I had a lot less fallout on this eye actually, which was a little bit interesting, but that might be just because on this side we use like the top layer of every shadow, and then once you're like on that kind of second layer, I do find that I definitely saw more of Milani eyeshadow quality when I was doing this eye, and it wasn't like that first layer of eyeshadow, if that makes sense. And the shimmers still performed great. It's not like the first layer was really good and then the rest of it was bad. Some shimmers sometimes have more of a film on them, but these ones, it's full on glitter and shimmer all the way throughout. So I love how the shimmer turned out. So now for my thoughts on this palette. I did enjoy this palette, and I do enjoy the color scheme in here. I think these are colors that I definitely reach for. I love the warm tones. I love Milani's shimmers. And I'm definitely excited to play with like these more purple tone shimmers and stuff, and like the peachy colors in here and everything like that. So I do like the color range a lot. The mattes, as I said, it kind of shocked me a little bit at first just because of how much fallout there was. And as I said, I'm not someone who's super bothered by fallout, but I was just comparing it to other Milani palettes, and especially with like the darker shades, I just felt like I was applying them and nothing was sticking to my lid. Everything was kind of falling down, so that was a little bit disappointing at first. But I will say this, I think turned out a little bit better. I would definitely recommend putting down some type of translucent powder or baking so that you can easily swipe away that powder. So I would say the darker shades, especially like Eden, was a little bit patchy for me, and then even Legacy was kind of just fluffing away. Those shades were a bit of a disappointment, but the crease shades, like the lighter shades, blended out like a dream, like Milani usually does with their eyeshadows. And these shimmers were amazing. Usually, you know, Milani makes really great shimmers, but usually I'm still wetting them. I did not have to wet anything with this look today. It applied so nicely. I even use a brush, which is very rare for me with shimmers. I either wet them with a brush or I use my finger to get a really like intense look, and I didn't have to do either of those things with the shimmers in this palette today. So that's what really impressed me about it. So the shimmers were a complete win for me. The lighter mattes, really great. The darker mattes were like, eh. But just be careful of some of those darker shades. You can still make them work. Like, I still created a really beautiful look today. You just have to kind of be careful and maybe put in a little bit more work to get those darker shades blended and not looking patchy, and put more on the lid so that you actually get a lot of pigment. They're pigmented shadows, but I just found they were kind of falling off, if that makes sense. You do get 15 eyeshadows in here, which is really nice, and this palette is priced around $20-ish. I'll leave the price on the screen so you guys can see it, but the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I definitely really love it. I love the Milani Desired palettes. I do think the formula is a little bit different than their past ones, but for the most part, other than those two dark shades, I don't think anything's different, and the shimmers did really impress me. So that's really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review on the Milani Gilded Gold eyeshadow palette. Let me know if you've tried this and let me know your experience with it. Also, if you want to see a video on the Gilded Nude palette, let me know, and I can definitely do this similar type video where I try it out, give you guys swatches, reviews, the whole thing on this one as well if you want to see that. So that's really it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more dedicated product reviews, let me know down below in the comments. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to turn on my post notifications so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And yeah, guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.